What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of 2 a.m. in Sweden, the March Madness edition. I'm one of your hosts of the show, Hayes at AO Shifty, with the one, the only Steven at Steven underscore Springs on Twitter, Steven underscore Springer on Instagram. Steven, before anything else, it's a happy belated birthday to you, man. How you doing? How you feeling?
We're good. We're 34 now. The
Yes.
boys climbing the ladder. Body feels like it.
Mm-hmm.
Same old. Mason's birthday was on Saturday, so we did some bowling. Got
Okay.
active. Got active at the lanes. Um, he's a big bowling guy too, which is cool because I enjoy
That's
some
good.
bowling. And then, kind of last minute went out with the boys from the neighborhood, went to Looney's.
Yep, that's the place.
That's all I'm gonna say. We were there too late, and Christian knows how that goes with your boy when it's too late. Um, yeah, got to read the room. Got to be careful.
Yes.
Got to have a legal team
You're
right
good.
waiting outside for me.
Yeah.
But Sunday was a great day weather-wise. Got away with it. It was 80.
Yeah.
Did some golf in the morning with some of the boys. That was dope. Yeah, just hung out
Solid.
with the fam, hung out with our friends. It was, we had all friends and family and kids over and did all that. And yeah, standard birthday. I do need to give a shout out to my wife though, because we have a
Shout out.
school talent show tomorrow, and my wife is part of
Mm,
the PTA, right? All that, and she put together
that's a
the
dedicated job.
yeah, it's ridiculous. But she put together the talent show and did all that, and handled it all and dealt with the parents and did that shit. So, um, yeah, my wife's a real G when it comes to certain things. So gotta give credit where credit is due for her. Um, so shout out to my wife on that one. Shout out to Brooke.
Shout out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, bro. I don't know if I have told you this.
Uh-uh.
This might be breaking news. But it's been in the works for a minute now. We're getting a dog tomorrow. Did I
You
tell you that?
another one? No,
Yeah.
no,
I
no.
don't. Yeah. I don't think I told you that. Yeah.
Like another
So
one.
okay. Long story short, my dog now is 13, and
Yes.
she hates the kids. Always has. She's a 9 pound dog, dude. She sleeps all day. Kids trying to wrestle with her, like get in her face, and she just hates that, right? She just hates it. She wasn't trained as a dog, so as a puppy, so like, she's just a real bitch about it. But my wife is a speech pathologist, and her clients love our dog, but again, our dog hates them, so it doesn't work that way. So the dog we're getting is a puppy. I'm talking about we're talking maybe
Oh,
2 months old. Um, it's gonna
okay.
be trained. It's gonna be a therapy dog for both my kids,
Ooh,
who both have anxiety.
that's
And
good.
then my wife's clients. And yeah, it'll be good to raise a dog as a family, do all that. So I don't know. I was a little not on board with it to begin with. You know, I like the lifestyle that I have right now without a dog. It's gonna be fine, but like bringing the dog home and getting used to that, boy doesn't
That's
handle things
different.
like that well. So that's the thing. That's gonna be a development over the next decade, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there will be some well, I'm not gonna give status updates on this dog every week, but this is
It's
one
a
of
good
those deals
age.
where like your boy's gonna be walking the dog and we're gonna I'm gonna have stories from this dog. So that's just I completely forgot to tell you that. That's some shit you would do though to me.
It is.
You're a big last minute guy. I found out a lot of things about you on the show, like everybody else does. So yeah, Christian has two lives. Like it's the
Yeah.
one we text about, and it's the one the rest of us know about now.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
so that's some shit you would do is tell you last minute that like, hey, look, oh yeah, by the way, I'm getting a dog. So oh, I told my wife the only way we were getting the dog is if I got to name the dog.
Oh, okay.
Right, right. Um, Kobe Bean is the dog's name.
Kobe Bean.
Kobe Bean after Kobe Bean Bryant.
Okay. Okay.
But it's a
What kind
girl,
of
so we spelled it differently. It's Kobi. Instead
okay.
of Kobe, but Kobe Bean. I told Brooke, I was like, the only way we're gonna dog is if I get to name it. So it's a mini golden doodle. So it's gonna be like
Oh, that's
20,
solid.
25 pounds, doesn't shed, doesn't do any of that. We're having the trainers come to the house, do the training at the
You
house, at the
you
crib.
got it
So
good.
that's a development in life now. So the Springer family's getting a dog, which, you know, it'll be fun. But I
Mhm.
completely forgot to tell you that, I guess.
So it's funny because for anyone, since we're on this topic, for anyone that doesn't understand our relationship, I actually found out one time that Steven was moving
Yeah.
because of his wife.
Mhm.
I just come in and
Was
she's like,
that
"Oh
I was
yeah, we're
moving from
giving it."
Laurel to the neighborhood I'm
Yep.
in now, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
think I might have told you, like I think you might find out after we moved.
Yeah. Exactly. I came in the house because we were going out of town somewhere,
Facts. Right,
and y'all
right.
were like about to do a showing, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, I had no idea.
Yeah, your
So
boy's
I
out.
guess the only way to top Steven, there may or may not be a cat in my apartment in the next 2 to 3 months.
That
You never
sucks.
know. So we'll see what
Sucks,
ends
that
up happening.
sucks. No, cats
So
are you getting a cat, or
we'll
is it
a
is it is
we'll
it is
stay
it for other
tuned.
is it for other reasons?
Other reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way.
So yeah. So stay tuned on that. I'll surprise you guys when that whole story ends up coming about. But the other part that I did want to bring up, because it was Steven's birthday weekend, that's always something we do end up talking about. I meant to ask you. So in years past, Steven usually does like either a March Madness thing
Yeah.
and things like that. Did you do anything this
I did
year
not.
with the
I did not.
boys?
We Friday we had the family over for dinner, and Saturday was Mason's birthday, so we were, super busy, so didn't we weren't home during the day. So um I I was going to do something on Friday this week, but the weather is it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
And I know my wife's not gonna want me to have that many people in the house at night on a
Yep.
Friday. Actually, I guess yeah, this coming Friday. So I might scrap it for March Madness and aim for the Masters and do something in my house, either Masters Saturday
Ooh.
or Masters Sunday. Um,
Hmm.
so we'll see, but I will keep you posted on that. I was gonna text you about this week, but I decided to scrap it because of the weather. But I'll keep you posted on the Masters.
So the
That's
reason why
also
I'm
one of the
bringing this
downfalls
up,
of sharing a birthday weekend with my boy.
I know.
He gets all the spotlight. So your boy's got to take what he can get sometimes.
Yeah. So Stephen will understand this. If anyone knows Stephen and I, you'll understand where I'm going with this. I always bring that up because of the homie that brought baklava the one year.
Yeah,
So
yo, it's not the first time he's done that too.
nope, it's not.
That's too.
So
Also, yeah, okay, that's funny.
that's the first thing I wanted to bring up. I want to go into March Madness. So just for anyone that did not look at the bottom of the screen, we do have the banner up again. We're going to talk about March Madness, and we're going to go into the MLB opening day, NBA, and then we'll go into the Wizards Thunder game because your boy ended up taking his mom to go to the Wizards Thunder game. So we were there when the whole
Hmm.
fight happened, and we'll
Oh,
talk about that part too. And then we'll close out the show with, of course, the bench press challenge, and then go into what you got. But in terms of the March Madness, so for anyone that did not watch us when we picked everything before, and the one we chose together, Steven ended up going with Arizona to win the whole thing. Arizona is still in the final four, well, running for the national champion. Florida is out. That was the big one. They
yeah.
lost to Iowa. And then also his other final four picks, you do still have Michigan that's up there. So you had Michigan over UVA, Florida over Houston, and then you have St. John's up there, and then you had St. John's, you had Arizona, Michigan, and Florida. So you have three of the four still remaining.
We'll take it.
Um,
And my national title game
yeah,
is still alive, correct? No, no,
no,
it's
it's
not.
not because
It's not.
Florida.
Right, right.
Yeah, so you still have Arizona. But the parts to end up just looking into, Sweet 16 is still alive. And I'll bring this up before we dive into anything because I promised everyone there's two people at work that watch the show too. So I just wanted to bring this up now. I said last time I would tell you all who I know or have a connection with on Tennessee if Tennessee end up winning. So it's the
Right.
wildest story ever because we didn't find out about this until maybe 2 years ago. So for anyone that doesn't know, my mom's a preschool teacher. So she comes in contact with a shit ton of people just in life. You never really know. She taught Nate Ament
Oh,
back when he was
word.
in school. Like
Huh.
his mom is really close with my mom, and
Uh,
like they'll like send pictures and stuff. And she used to go to all of his high school games. She didn't go to this. She knew about him signing the deal with the Reebok a little bit before it happened too. So it's just interesting seeing all of that come about. And we're like, yo, like, why don't you go out to the national championship game?
Facts.
But
Facts.
she'll watch it on TV. She'll focus on that. So it's really cool to just see him grow up and seeing what he is now, and then seeing that they're still think he's going to be a projected top 13 pick.
Hell yeah.
So that's our big thing of like, shout out to that, because wherever he gets drafted to, I know my mom's going to want to go see the Wizards against whoever for that. They've projected him going to the Hornets. Please don't let him go to the Hornets. He's going to mess up his career. Or the Kings. But it depends. But I said all that because I promised last time the other ones in the Sweet 16 and the Sweet 16 right now, you still have Michigan and Alabama. You have that correct. You also have Arkansas that's still up there. So you're still doing good on that side. Iowa. You did choose Iowa to get to where they are, but then they lost to Florida. Just also looking, Nebraska. Got that one wrong. But that, who really knew about that one? UNC. We'll stop there.
Bummer.
UNC lost to VCU.
Yeah. They were 19 points in that game too.
They were. And VCU won that, but then VCU lost to Illinois by 21.
Right. They put all the energy into that
game. Now, a game I'm excited for. There's two, because there's some of the most expensive games also this weekend. Duke and St. John's, they're playing at Capital One Arena as well. And then you have Michigan State and UConn, which is two great games. For anyone that appreciates college basketball, these are two really good games. Solid teams as well. Great coaches. You have Patino in there. You have Izzo. You have Hurley. And like, you can't really get mad at a lot of these. And I say those three because those are ones that have been coaches damn near since Steven and I were like growing up as well. Way longer than that. So you have that on that side. Arizona, you want to see what's going to really happen on that front. Arkansas is another one because Calipari is taking another college program this far. Mind you, he's done it with Kentucky. Like Memphis has had his time. And now you end up having Arkansas doing it. And I bring that up because then we go into Darius Acuff Jr. has landed a signature shoe deal with the Reebok during the NCAA tournament. This is the first men's athlete to receive one of these from a major brand while in college still. What are your thoughts on the NCAA tournament at this point? And then also, what are your thoughts on Darius Acuff?
Shout out to him, dude. Like, he's going to be a lottery pick.
100%.
Another Calipari point guard. Shout out to him. Shout out to Arkansas, putting them on the map, really. Because Calipari, big name, but like he needs one of those guys, and he got him. So good for him. Iowa, Nebraska, like what a shitty looking matchup. Game. I know they're both good teams. Nebraska was 1 point, 21-0. I get it. But just like a really shitty game. If this was football, I'd be very disappointed. But Purdue, Texas on a run. I mean, shout out to them, man. Texas,
shout out, yeah.
Good thing they gotta get some time off. Purdue looks really good. Illinois, Houston, Illinois. I mean, I don't trust either one of those teams to win it all, but is what it is. The Duke St. John's and the UConn Michigan State game are probably the two best games. 100%. Aside from Texas and Purdue, I think that's gonna be a really good game too. Michigan, Alabama, like that's really a football game more so than a basketball game. Oh, my brother-in-law BJ is going to, I believe he's going to the UConn Michigan State game.
Really?
His future brother-in-law, his grandparents are massive donors at UConn, and they have tickets to the game. And he asked me to go, and I could not go. So that's very disappointing. But Iowa State, Tennessee, like another weird game. Shout out to Mama Hazo,
shout out, yeah.
But like that's another weird game. Like the Duke St. John's game, I really hope St. John wins. But the Duke St. John's and Michigan State UConn game, that Michigan State UConn game should be a really good one, I think.
Yeah.
Disappointed that my bracket fell apart after the first round. Like first round always looks great. You're hovering like in the 95th percentile type of thing. You're like, awesome. This is the year. And then within 3 days, it just completely shits the bed. Who messed me up? Carolina Carolina messed
That
me
was a
up.
tough one.
And there was another one that I had. Oh, BYU. I had BYU going to, I think, the Sweet 16 or the Elite Eight in some brackets. That really messed me up. So that was off to a rough start. But I picked the high point game right. That was cool. Love to see that.
Yeah.
So it's always good to get a couple of those. But yeah, inevitably now I'm just a fan and could care less about it anymore, you know?
Yeah. So other thing I wanted to bring up, and then we'll get into some other exciting things. First part is the top 5 most expensive rosters in college basketball. We brought this up last time. Number 1 is Kentucky with $20 million. They exited in the round of 32. They put all their energy into that first game. For anyone that did not watch that, to even get into overtime was insane in itself. BYU at number 2, most of that went to one player, but $13 million. And they exited in the round of 64. What a lot of people did not know, and we didn't know that till later on, a lot of players from BYU didn't even play. A good amount were injured, but of course, a lot of people thought because they had AJ that they were going to end up going farther. Number 3 was Duke with $12 million. They're still in it. Arkansas, $11.5 million. They're still in it. Louisville with $10.5 million. I didn't know Louisville threw that much money out there.
No.
Round of 32 exit. So that's something else that I just wanted to bring up on that side of the house. Another story in terms of college basketball is Bill Self. Have you been hearing about this?
Yeah, he reportedly retired and then is not retired. Correct?
Yeah, I've been hearing exactly. I've been hearing all the different things of he's retired, but he's not retired, but I don't really know where it is right now.
Yeah, he put out I don't know who put out the reports. Social media accounts reported he was retiring. He told Kansas City Star, "No news, all BS, bad info." He texted them. So it looks like Bill Self is around Lawrence, Kansas. Is that what it is? Lawrence? Yeah, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on ESPN.com right now, and the game-winning layup that St. John's had against them is playing. That was
how the hell did that happen?
First of all, did you watch the end of that game?
I did. Yes.
That was the defense that Kansas was playing, because they didn't have as many fouls at that point.
Bro, they just fouled up the whole court.
Which not having fouls in college basketball, like to put them at the free throw line or to have that many fouls left over at the end of the game is impressive enough.
That's insane. Yeah.
But that was great defense, team defense until the last 3.5 seconds of the game, and they played unbelievable. I'm watching it, and he just got like zero help defense, just got right to the basket and laid it up. That was the most anticlimactic finish I've ever seen in my life. And you're just like,
it was so quick.
And I was like, damn, he really scored. Like Kansas played great defense for that long in that last possession, and that sucks. Just completely. Bill Self was like, "No, dude, like, come on."
That's how it ended. You did everything right. Perfect chess match.
Oh, man, that's such a bummer. But yeah, it looks like he's staying, I guess. So good for him.
Yeah. So other part that I wanted to bring up, then I'll get to something I have been talking about. Carmelo Anthony. Have you heard about this?
No.
Carmelo Anthony has agreed to become the Syracuse men's basketball program's next general manager. You know, this is the new role that they're starting to do out there.
Yeah, he was just that. He was the. Oh man, I don't know what position he held, but something similar to that at Oak Hill Academy. Because my boy is the head coach at Oak Hill, John Zito. He's from my neighborhood. He coached at UMBC. Oh yeah, but good for Melo because McNamara is the head coach now. That's dope. That's dope.
Good.
I have nothing for or against Syracuse basketball. I could care less. But like I'll pay attention now that he's the head coach for sure.
I know. Yeah,
absolutely.
If you've ever watched 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, you've heard this starting to come up. They didn't really like the head coach that they had before. Even Jeff Teague and them talked about he's going to be gone soon. And then you have more fire under him because Kyan's there. So, Melo was like, all right, we can't have this shit. Like, I at least want him to be able to make it to the tournament. He didn't even make it to the tournament.
Yeah, facts. And Carolina has an opening too. So
Davis,
that's gonna be a big one, I think.
I feel my big thing. Go ahead.
Syracuse is a big one, but McNamara, I don't think Carolinas feel like another place where they're going to bring back a former player that's doing something right now. And Stephen A. Smith was chiming in about it and talking about Kenny Smith. I don't think Kenny Smith leaves his job right now. He's like 60 something years old, dude. I don't think he's doing it. He's never coached before. Not that that matters in today's day and age, but Carolina's another big one that's opening too. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So I brought all this up because for so long, so Steven and I are both really big UNC fans. My thing with UNC is they haven't changed with the times in terms of their coach. You've seen like Duke's coach has changed with the times. Bill Self has just tried to adjust with the times. Kelvin Sampson down in Houston, he's tried to adjust with the times. Your players also have to adjust with the times too. You have solid players in there. Trimble's good. Wilson's good. But look at what Duke's done. They've always been ahead of the curve. They've always had those first-round draft picks. UNC doesn't really have those first-round draft picks year over year. If they have a first-round draft pick, it isn't that stellar, super athletic, top first-round pick. It's one of those they'll be your glue guys. Yeah, exactly. They're guys that'll just skate by. Back in the day, you knew UNC was going to have those stars, those McDonald's All-Americans. They will have them, but it's not your flashy guy. They all will go to Duke. They'll go to Arkansas. They'll go to even Illinois is getting them with Wagler. Like you're having them go to Illinois over them coming to UNC. Yes, I get that they had a team, but also his record was solid, but his record in the tournament was not good. Outside of his first year when they went to the championship game, it has not been good at all.
That was it. Yeah, that was it.
So,
but on that, to your point though, he also had dope players on that team too.
Yep, exactly. So my other thing I wanted to bring up, last time you guys heard me end up talking about, and I tried to show a video of it earlier. I don't know how well it went through, but I created the bot that I talked to you guys about. I use it all the time for the sense of it allows me to see what other, either some people call it whales, some people call it sharks, different high net worth bettors end up putting on some of these games. At first, I only had it for the NCAA tournament. I have now adjusted it for the women's tournament, but also the NIT for men's. So, for example, like tonight, Nevada's playing Auburn. Someone threw down 30,000 roughly for the over on 154.5 points. Another one, a big one that people are putting out there, Stephen, is the spread between Purdue and Texas. So the spread right now is -7.5. Someone put down $20,000 on it. There's a spread for the Nevada and Auburn game. Someone is choosing Nevada to cover the spread. Like a big one that people had was UCLA against UConn. Someone put $186,000 on UConn to win. So congrats to them because they damn near just like 50% increase their money. Another big one, they had UNLV against Tulsa was something up there, and then Florida. So if you end up choosing the Florida -10.5, you lost on that one. So those are main ones that I've started to see that a lot of people have started to bring up. On the other side, just looking at people who are predicting who's going to end up winning the whole tournament in itself, I started to see Purdue bets start to roll in, Stephen. So what are your thoughts on people choosing, to Purdue to win the whole thing?
I don't trust Matt Painter whatsoever, dude.
I know.
I've seen it too many times with him.
Yeah. So like right here, will Purdue win the NCAA tournament? Someone put 2,000 on Purdue. Someone put 1,800 on Purdue. Someone put 2,500 on Purdue. And of course, so the recommendation that I did with my old score that I have in the background, it's only a 30 out of 100. So they're not really giving it a lot of confidence. But some people out here do believe that Purdue can end up winning. Here's a fourth one, but they're saying no to Purdue winning. They're not going to win much if it's at a 94% chance and it's 1,100. But yeah, so next week I'll end up updating you guys again. I'll give you just some tracker of what I think is going to continue to happen. The goal for this is I have an account. I'm trying to run it from $200 to $1,000 with this. Then the next step is to do it in the NBA playoffs. So I'll create another bot for that. And then the final one is the World Cup. So all this is just setting up for like the World Cup and then seeing how this bot will do with pulling in different bets from over there on that side. That's the main thing I wanted to bring up there. We're going to go into Steven's jersey that he has on now because tomorrow is a big day in MLB. And my first question to you, Steven, do you think those Dodgers are going to three-peat? They only got better. They didn't get worse.
Sure. Yeah, probably. Let me see what their our roster looks like.
So first game they have while Steven's doing that is against the Diamondbacks. On shout out to Peacock because Peacock is starting to steal games from every single sport.
Yeah, the Dodgers look really good. You know, they have the best player in baseball, and Shohei Ohtani, and to think that he can also like get better, and like pitches this season has like, what if he? We haven't seen a Cy Young and we haven't seen a pitcher win the Cy Young and the MVP. I think since Kershaw in 2014, I think it was. But Ohtani can easily do that. Speaking of my jersey, yes, big Pirates fan. But by the time summer rolls around, we don't talk about it anymore because they've already been eliminated. However,
they have one of the best pitchers in the game.
They have the best pitcher in baseball, Paul Skeens.
Yes.
I saw a stat the other day. Actually, let me look this up. I don't think the Pirates are going to win the World Series. Let me just say that out loud. But their division is not great at all. So I think Pirates can win less than 90 games and still win the division. Listen to this.
They have the Brewers, Cubs, Reds, and Cardinals.
Yeah, just none of that jumps out. The Pirates were anemic offensively, finishing last in the majors in home runs, RBIs, slugging percentage, and OPS. Their shortcomings were reflected by their 17-15 record in Skeens' starts, as they averaged 3.42 runs in those 32 games. The Athletic reported that with league average run support, 4.26 runs a game, Skeens would have an incredible 41-3 record through those first 55 career starts instead of his pedestrian 21-13. Paul Skeens has an ERA less than 2, and he's on pace to be the greatest pitcher of all time, man. These guys get runs, and they brought some bats in. O'Neal Cruz is looking for a breakout season. Brian Reynolds, they got this kid down in the minors, Connor Griffin, who is an absolute stud. They say he's one of the best prospects since like Ken Griffey Jr. in terms of that. So that's dope. Again, I don't think the Pirates are going to win the World Series. However, I do think they can make the playoffs. And if they do make the playoffs, people shouldn't be surprised by that. That's all I'll say about the Pirates. And also, this is a Barry Bonds jersey. So shout out to Bonds.
Shout out to Bonds.
Shout out.
That's a whole other conversation that we can, of course, always have.
Sure.
I will be going to a lot more games this year for the Nationals.
Of course.
Just because, one, they're right up the road, not too far away. One of the homies likes some of the baseball games. My friend works there. So we'll just chop it up, sit there. Maybe like Yankees games, Dodgers games to report back to that. But also, a lot of people don't like baseball in the sense of it can be boring. Yeah, sure, I get that. But go to the right game, go in the right weather conditions. You'll enjoy it. Just sit there, appreciate it all, and you'll be good.
People who complain about going to baseball games piss me off so much. Like, first of all, no one's saying you have to go to these games. Like, you know how long it's going to be. Like, you know, it's baseball.
Be there
bro.
2 seconds.
Like you're not gonna get 10 run 10-9 games. You're not gonna get that. Like, you're there for 2.5, maybe 3 hours, depending on how long it goes. And just go enjoy it, man. Why are you complaining about going to sit at outside fresh air sporting event? I know tickets are crazy. Stadium prices are astronomical and in some spots. Like, shut up, dude. Why is everyone's always gotta find something to complain about?
It doesn't really matter, Steven.
Baseball games are dope, dude.
Yeah, I
brother-in-law BJ is a big Yankees fan. Every time they come to Baltimore, we always go to Yankees Orioles game. Do I like either team? No. But number one, it's sports, so I'm gonna do it. Number two, it's sports. I'm gonna do it. Like, shit, that's it.
Yeah. So
anyway,
that's a big thing that I just want to let people know, because we do have that right around the corner. That's going to be taking us all the way up to October, Steven. So right before you know it, we just had the season finish when they ended up beating the Blue Jays, and now we're right back to it with them starting off. It's crazy because they got off to a hot start last year. Then they had a couple of games of a loss. People questioned it. You're starting to see this Dodgers team be like the Golden State Warriors not too long ago. You just have to know they're going to be there every single year. We don't even have to ask the question, but we both know who's about to be in the Hall of Fame regardless. And Shohei's, at this point, he could stop his career tomorrow. And would you say he's in the Hall of Fame?
Probably, yeah. He's 4-time MVP. He's got 2 World Series, Rookie of the Year, 5-time All-Star, 2-time Major League Player of the Year, NLCS MVP, Silver Slugger, all that kind of good stuff. He's 30. Okay. He's won 3 straight MVPs, by the way, and 4 in 5 years. So yeah, he's a Hall of Famer right now, and he's got, by the way, 280 home runs. He's gonna probably get 300 this year. Career 282 hitter. Like it's like numbers aren't crazy, but like his accolades are nuts. He's got 3 straight MVPs and back-to-back World Series titles. And like if he puts it all together this year and has one of those seasons, yeah, just give him the jacket or whatever they give.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't see it happening any other way for him. The next thing we got to get into is the NBA.
Mhm.
So we're coming up right on the tail end of it. What are your thoughts before we dive too much further into everything? Have you been watching the NBA?
No, actively no. But yes, I obviously I follow enough to know what's going on and form an opinion on it and all that. Pistons are up by 3 on the Hawks right now. Lakers are dominating the Pacers. Lakers are playing really well outside the loss to the Pistons the other night. But I watched a little bit of the Cavs game the other night. I think it was last night, maybe. Spurs. Every time I see the Spurs play, I gotta check the box score and see what Wemby's doing. So let's do his. My man got he's only got 8 and 8 right now. 5 blocks though.
That's insane.
I pay attention. To answer your question, I pay attention. Okay, so winning. They're playing Boston right now. They're down by 1, but I don't know. The Lakers are winning. You know, Lakers are starting to and I don't say I guess hit their stride probably, but I'm probably gonna start tuning into a few more Lakers games every now and then.
Do you
MVP conversation is also pretty funny too because of the games played rule and all that, and like who's going to be left for the MVP. Luka should get more love than he is right now. I mean, come on, dude. That man is on a absolute tear. That man is
exactly what I was going to ask you.
He's got 39. You got 39 tonight. LeBron's got 17 and 9. LeBron's having a dog shit season, but like still yamming on dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who do you think is all's MVP winner?
You can make the case for Wemby. Shea, I guess, missed time, but I think Luka needs to get more love than he is. Jaylen Brown holding it down while Jason Tatum was out, but Cade Cunningham should get a lot of love, but he's not going to make the threshold, so he's not even going to make any of the teams, which is complete trash. But also a separate conversation. But my guess is probably going to be Shea or Jokic is averaging a triple double. He's averaging like 28, 12, and 10. That's insane, dude. No one's going to talk about that because he's not they're not having the best season. But if I'm going to vote, I'm going to say Wemby.
Okay.
He's doing it both ends of the floor too.
So who would you say for Defensive Player of the Year?
Wemby.
At this point. Okay. Comeback Player of the Year.
Shit, what are my options on that?
The reason why I brought this up is Nickeil Alexander Walker is someone that a lot of people, he's for the Hawks, for anyone that doesn't know. Mm-hmm. He's one of the players that have been up there in the running for it. But of course, every year they have certain people that they end up thinking. Comeback Player of the Year is a big one that people bring up. Coach of the Year is another one. And then Coach of the Year, who do you end up giving that to? Is there one team that stands out? Do you just give it to the Pistons head coach? What direction would you go in?
Yes. 100%.
Okay. And then my other thing, and then we'll get into, so I have some of the standing stuff that I'll bring up. What are your thoughts on Mac McClung? Have you been hearing about that whole situation?
No, what, are they trying to bring him up to the league?
Well, Mac McClung had 59 points in his G League game. And 15. Okay. So when you hear that, do you think that he should be in the pros?
I mean, I guess, right? Maybe, I guess. It's not the same though. Like it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sound like I'm discrediting what he's doing. I'm gonna sound like the people that are talking about Bam, but it's like it's not the same, right? If
Yeah.
it was, he'd be in the league right now, correct?
Correct. You're
Like
right.
if they thought if an NBA team thought that he could ball in the NBA against NBA players, I'm not saying G League players are not NBA players, but they're technically not. Um, if he could ball against them the same way he's balling against G League players, he'd be in the league right now. But he's not. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, 59 points still. You have to go out and do it, dude. That's not going to diminish that. Like I say all the time, you got to go out and do it, and he did it. And 59 points is nothing to laugh at. But again, if they thought he could ball, if a GM thought he could ball, he'd be in the league right now. So sure, he'll get a chance, but I mean, he should be in the league right now. Then, right? I'm not wrong. Am I? Am I
That's
wrong on
no,
that?
that's I mean, there has to be more to it. And
Yeah.
I guess a lot of people don't necessarily know what the hell is going on as to why he's not in the league. It clearly some people are saying, well, he doesn't play defense, and that could really be where it comes from. He
Neither
has a
does half
shot.
the NBA right
I
now.
will not put that past him. Exactly. So then what else goes into it? And that's what people are trying to figure out. I don't know. I guess we'll figure out in the coming years what ends up happening with him on that side. I do want to bring up, because I finished totaling up everything as well. We have our points totals, and then we
Oh,
have our
jeez.
standings.
Okay.
So there's a couple of reasons why I'm bringing this up now. Let's see, because there's not that many games left in the regular season. They finish around the second week in April, so we have roughly 5 to 6 games left for some, up to 10 for some other teams. Do you want to start with the points, or do you want to start with the standings? You're not going to be disappointed either way. I'm going to tell you that.
We'll do the points.
Okay. So I'm not doing the bench. That's a whole other story. If it comes down to the end, I will bring in the bench. But one person is winning by 150 more points than the other person. And I'll start with Steven's side. So Steven's starters were Steph Curry, who's been in and out injured,
Yep.
Kevin Durant, Cade Cunningham, who is injured, Austin Reeves, who could be a second or third option depending on the night, and then Zion Williamson. Your total right now is an even 6,600 points. So 6,600 points you have.
Mm-hmm.
On my side, you have Tyrese Maxey, who's just on a bad team right now. Yep. Anthony Edwards, who clearly has been playing. Franz Wagner, injured. Giannis Antetokounmpo, who the hell knows what happens every day. And Victor Wembanyama, solid, with 6,451 points. All I needed was Franz to play at least 5 games more, maybe 10, and it would have been closer. But the fact that Franz is injured, Franz only has 596 points. I mean, that's really where it is.
You could easily win too, because who knows what Steph. Cade's out the rest of the regular season, and
it's a 3-on-3 challenge right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's it.
So it's just a matter of how much more are the Sixers going to end up winning. Wemby and them have the second seed locked up at this point. There's no reason for them. They're going to try. There's no reason for them to try for number 1. They're probably not going to get that. They can't fall to number 3. So that's going to be interesting to see. I don't want to skip ahead, but I do have to bring this up because I brought this up so many times already. And we're going to talk about the West really quick. So 1 through 6. I don't care about the rest. 1 through 6. Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Los Angeles Lakers, Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves, Houston Rockets. Something that you've heard me say from the beginning of time. I would not be surprised if they find a way to make sure that the Rockets and Lakers play each other. I thought it was going to be 4-5. Right now it's 3-6. Mm-hmm. The amount of excitement that would be to see them play in the playoffs. Oh, sell out arenas. Sell everything out at that point. I'd rather it happen like the second round or something. But right now, they're a game and a half ahead of the Nuggets for the 3rd seed. And then the Rockets are a half a game behind the Timberwolves for the 5th seed. We don't have that many games left in the season, so I could see it happening that way. We're roughly at 73 games, so some people have 9 games left. A lot can change, but what I will say is at this rate, it looks like the Lakers and Rockets might have some random chance of playing. Then the Timberwolves and Nuggets would end up playing. But Suns are going to be at that 17 and a half games. 4 games behind the Rockets.
The Thunder are on a 10-game win streak, a 12-game win streak right now.
Yeah.
You're right. I would not be surprised. All those top 6 teams, maybe outside of Timberwolves and the Spurs, but like obviously we've seen the Thunder do it. I'm never gonna count out the Lakers because they have LeBron. Like that. Yeah. Same thing with the Rockets. Kevin Durant it's different. Like I can trust him, but I don't trust him as much as I trust someone like LeBron. Nuggets, obviously, we know that they can win it. Timberwolves, we know they can get there, but like Anthony Edwards has to take that next step. Spurs, if Wemby keeps playing out of his mind and has a run, yes, they can easily win it too.
Yeah.
Definitely never gonna count the Lakers though, just because they have LeBron. And to flip to the East really quick, I mean, Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, Cavs, Raptors, Hawks is the top 6. 0 of those teams would survive the West.
No.
You know, Boston,
Absolutely
we'll see how they keep progressing with Tatum back in the lineup. The Pistons, their season is probably shot if Cade is out for any length of time into the playoffs, which really sucks. Didn't think they were going to win the title, but I definitely thought they can get to the East Finals with a healthy Cade Cunningham. You got the Sixers, Magic, Hornets, Heat. Like, no. You look at the bottom half of the West: Suns, Clippers, Blazers, Warriors. I would trust any one of those teams to come out of the bottom half of the East. But yeah, the East is there's some good teams. Celtics are good. The Knicks are whatever. Cavs can be really good, and then that's it. Not putting any faith in the Raptors or the Hawks. So it stops at 4 with the East. With the West, dude, Clippers, dude, like I've seen Kawhi do it. Like, are they going to do it? Probably not. Like, I've seen Kawhi do it, you know? I would love this. Like, I would love to see that. Like, I would love to see the Clippers or like the Rockets or the Lakers go on a run because of one of those guys, because of LeBron, KD, or Kawhi. But the West is stacked compared to the East, as per usual, though, right? And it's been that way like our entire life. It's always been the fucking West.
Yeah, all the time.
Just stacked, bro.
Yeah. So looking at the play-in game that we have, 7 through 10 in the West, Suns, Clippers, Trailblazers, Warriors. What 2 do you think come out?
Clippers. Well, it depends on if Steph Curry's healthy and playing, or just playing, I guess in general. But I'll go with Suns and Clippers.
Okay. So I'm in agreement with you. I do feel as though Steph playing or not does play a factor. Clippers are a lot. I think that's the one that's going to be a lot. Kawhi's going to find a way to make sure that they get there. And then if they can make it there, that's when it goes up another level because they'll have Kawhi, Benedict Mathurin, and then also Darius Garland, amongst other pieces that they have over there. Then they would be playing against the Spurs or the Thunder. Which of the 2, if you're one of the play-in teams, would you rather play?
Probably the Spurs.
And that's how I feel too.
I mean, but that's not by much.
Yeah. So looking at 7 through 10, which is about normal on the East side, Sixers, Magic, Hornets, Heat. Which 2 do you think pull through?
None of them. None of them.
I know.
I don't.
I don't have any.
I don't even. I don't even want to pick.
Like even if he scored 83, I still don't.
No, I'm not picking any of those teams. I'm not even worried about the bottom half of the East. But for conversation purposes, Sixers Magic. We'll just go with that.
Okay.
I just because I don't feel like
only difference I would have. Only difference I would have is probably Magic and Heat. Sixers, I don't really know what I'm getting with them.
No.
Yeah. The Heat, only because they always find a way to do it. Of course, they're not the Heat of old. But those standings don't matter. We'll go over to our standings. And this is probably the most embarrassing thing you're going to hear in a long time. It's very similar to what we end up talking about in terms of the points. So Steven's two East teams. Do you remember your teams?
I believe it was the Pistons and the Hornets.
It was the Pistons and the
Yeah.
Hornets, and I had the
Yep.
Knicks and the Sixers. So this is close. So your combined record is 90-53. Mine is 87-58. So that can change because both of our teams are in a play-in situation, whereas they still do need a win. And then both of our top teams in the East are essentially 1-3. Yours doesn't have as much
You
to
could
gain
you
or
could
lose.
sneak up on
They're
me
locked
because
in.
you could sneak up
The
on me though because the
Knicks.
Pistons could start losing some games.
Exactly. Now, looking on the other side, where it's a total travesty and a half. Your two teams were the Spurs and the Warriors. My two, because I thought it was going to be different in the beginning, were the Nuggets and the Mavericks.
Oof, yeah.
Steven's record is
Right.
88-56.
Yeah.
I have a losing record at 68-77.
Oh,
There's like no chance at all. There is none. And if we're just going off of the one, cool, maybe I have a chance. No, because the Spurs are 10 games above the Nuggets at that point. So
Nope.
doesn't even really matter over there. And then Mavericks and the Warriors, forget about it.
No, yeah,
So-
you're done. You're cooked.
Yeah. Final thing on that side. So Saturday, I went to the game with my mom to end up seeing the Wizards and the Thunder. Great game, but then also the fight was the most random thing to end up seeing at the game. Nobody expected it to happen. For anyone that doesn't know, it was with Jalen Williams and then Champagnie and then also AJ Mitchell. 3 players, was not expecting to happen.
No
How it
business
ended up
being in the
happening.
scuffle.
Nobody. And then you see SGA trying to pull him out of it. Random ass shit that I've ever seen. And then Chet never wants to be involved in it. But I had to tell a lot of people, Wizards have nothing to lose. So of course they were going to just get themselves in a situation like that. Wizards almost won the game till they didn't. So that's the final part on that side. What I do want to talk about for 2 seconds. So Steven and I are probably going about this challenge 2 different ways. And I'm talking about the bench press challenge. That's 315 by May. So for anyone out there, this is our little health fitness thing that we're going to do. Tell everyone what you're currently working with, but then also what are you doing to get to the 315?
I got 245 for 5 today. So the goal is 315 for 5 by Memorial Day, which I don't have a problem with that. I think that's going to be very obtainable with how I'm going about it. How I'm going about it and what I'm doing is like the nuts and bolts of it, not to get too far into it, but like I do stretch a ton before I work out. I don't, not for a long time, maybe like a good 7 or 8 minutes, do some shoulder work, get some mobility in there. I started doing either flies with the cables or the pec deck, and doing incline bench, and going a little heavier than normal to like start repping it and start. Like today I did incline bench and I did through the 80s around, took them for a ride, and I did 3 sets of I think 8 just to like get it going and like get that movement. And then I just, instead of starting at like 135 or like 185 on the bench and like repping that really quick and then putting up 225, I went straight to 225 and did 2 sets of 5 with that. And then I loaded up 245 and did that one time for 5 and then called it a day. I could have gotten 6. I had a spotter. I'll probably use a spotter like another 1 or 2 times. But the 6th one was felt a little janky coming off the chest, so I kind of called it quits after that one. But this is gonna, I don't want to say it's gonna be easy. It's because it's not, because it's 315 pounds and I'm 210. But the way I'm gonna go about it now and how I did it today is gonna be how I'm gonna go about it going forward. So I feel good about it happening by Memorial Day, no problem. And I'll film it, do all that stuff. Obviously, need to like have footage of this. And that's it. Once I get that, that's gonna be my plateau. I'm done. How are you doing it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
this man's frozen.
my way is a little bit. So it's funny because two different ways. Number one, am I good now?
Maybe start talking.
It should be.
Yeah, you good.
Okay. Yeah. So the first way is I wanted to tell everyone I texted Steven because we have a new guy we just hired. Won't say his name yet because he's partially my motivation. He's this Italian guy. He's like 6'1". He looks like a former wrestler. Just think of like if Brock Lesnar and Kane had a kid. If anyone watches like WWE, yeah, it's like like a straight meathead. And then his before workout routine is smoking a cigarette and just drinking some random shit that's in his Gatorade bottle. And he was like, yeah, when I was around your age, I used to lift like 400. I was like, shit. All right. Well, he said, I'm 50 and I can lift 315 right now. I was like, there's my motivation. If you're 50 saying this.
Damn, dude.
So that's the first thing. But what I do is when I get there, I'll do different rep sets. So I'll do 135, 10 times, 185, 10 times, and see what I do 205, roughly like 8 times I want to do it, then 225. So I've been hitting 225 like 5 to 6 times. Then I moved up to 235, 5 to 6 times. And then I'll come back down 205, 185. After that, I'll end up doing the incline. So it's one of those that for anyone out there, don't just go straight into, 260, 280, 300. Like work your way up to it so you can hit those. And then when you start to be able to rep it, then you can keep going. Another difference is I don't have a spotter right now. There are 2 people that have wanted to spot me. I'm like, absolutely not. We're not doing that right now. Don't do this. Like I put 225 up there, like, hey, do you want a spotter? Relax, you're 21. Like, I'll be good, I promise. Good. Yeah, I'll be good. But it's one of those that I know I can mentally do 1 or 2 more. And if you don't have a spotter, don't do the weight that you think you might do 1 rep max. Do what you know you can do and then stop. Like if you feel you can do 1 more, just stop before you do that 1, because that's when a lot of shit happens.
Yep.
So it's like I can do 225 like 5, 6 times with nobody. I could probably do it 8 to 9 times after 3 sets with somebody, but I don't have that yet. Now for the 300, 315 range, I'll have somebody and then we'll record it and then we'll end up showing it. So mind you, Steven said we're going to end up like recording and let everyone know. I have to make sure to do it before Memorial Day because the weekend after that, I'll be in Sweden and none of y'all are going to know what kilograms are.
No, those numbers don't make sense. No.
So
that's that is a good point though when you said like don't just start jump like just because you can get 225 doesn't mean you should jump to like 245.
Exactly.
Like now that I got 245, I'm probably gonna go after it for like another like 2 weeks.
Yep.
And then I might I people always say go in like 10. You're gonna keep increasing the weight, go like with 10 pounds instead of like throwing out like throw it 5 and 5 on instead of a 10 and 10. But like, I just skipped ahead of that and just did the 10 pounds to get to 245. But like I'll probably go for that for like another 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Probably another like a couple times with the spotter. Again, it felt good for like the first 3 to 4, maybe 5 reps. But once you can comfortably get 5 reps,
that's the big
like 225 for 5. I would love to get like 225 for 10 would be dope. That's like the first like benchmark is to get that for 10. Double digits would be dope. And then ultimate goal, like I said, 315 for 5. If I get that, when I get that, like I'm done. Like I'm good.
That's it.
Like,
that's it. Yeah, you're
like,
good for the summer.
It's like that's I was talking to some people at the gym. They're like, that's a big number. And like, sure, like you like 100%. I think also because like I watch footage of guys like Ronnie Coleman and this and that, and like they breeze through 315 like it's nothing, but like for
that's
like
3 plates.
Get 3 plates, dude. 3 plates. I've never gotten close to that. 225 has always kind of been where I hovered. So when that does happen, your boys, I'm good. Like I'm comfortably get 5. I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. So
I don't need to go any higher. Nope. I'm not going to aim for 4. I'm not going to aim for 400 pounds. I'm not doing that. I'm good.
Nope. And my big thing is when you can do 315, even like once or twice, then you can just straight rep 225. For anyone that doesn't know, just if you can hit any of the threes, just rep 225.
For the
especially if you don't have like spotter.
Yeah, for the average Joe that works out like kind of like we do, like this like it's an everyday thing. Sure, going to the gym is an everyday thing, but like there's guys who get paid to do it and like that's all they do is just work out. Like 315 is like I don't want to say rare company. I don't want to say it like that, but like
Mhm.
if I walked around my neighborhood right now
You're
and
not seeing that.
find 3 guys that can bench 315, ain't happening.
No.
I can find a lot of guys who
Yeah.
can probably bench 225 a bunch of times, but like 315 is a big number. So gotta aim high with this one.
Yeah. So that's a big thing. I work with a lot of Marines and like former military people, so it'll be easy for me to find a spotter for it when I
Also,
end up getting to that area.
different kind of strength.
That I
Different.
Yeah.
That's different. That's
Yeah.
different, dude.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, when I'm ready for the spotter, it'll be one of them that can end up doing it. And then it'll be
Yo,
all right, we're not telling nobody about this.
um, speaking of spotter, I didn't tell you this. When I did 245 for the first time last week, I had a spotter and he was like, he told me, he asked me, what are you trying to get? The whole whole thing. And I'm laying there about to unrack that shit. And he's like, oh, he's like, I hope you can get it if I can. And I'm like, that's not, dog, that's not what I want to hear. That's not what I want. As I'm about to unrack it, like you should say that when I asked you initially. You're like, no, I'm good,
Yeah.
bro. Like, just say no,
Yeah.
I'm good. He's like, I hope you can get it if I can't. I'm like, that's why I should say that. Like that's why you're here is to get it.
That's
If
why
I
you're
can't.
there.
I'm not trying to have that shit bounce off my throat, you know?
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Because we've seen that one too many times of like college
Yo,
football
no.
players never seen the light of day again because it
Nope.
bounced on their throat.
Stephon
So
Johnson.
yes, exactly. Two things we just want to wrap this topic up with are you have to eat correctly too. You can't just eat like shit to end up doing this. And you have to
Facts.
sleep. Like you can't
Yes.
just do 4 to 5 hours of sleep and then think you're about to go to the gym and just do
No,
this.
dude. The eating part is what kills me.
Yeah.
I'm eating like
So
every 3 or 4 hours. I'm like a child. I'm eating like every 3 or 4 hours now.
Yep. Yeah.
Crazy.
So, and it's what you eat. You can't end up going to Burger King like the whole day and then sleeping 5 hours and like drinking alcohol the whole night. You're not going to be, unless you're Luca, you're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But
dude, eggs, egg whites, protein powder, chicken, rice, the whole boring ass diet. Like, but
that's the only way to get there.
That's how, yeah, that's it. That's the only way you're going to do it.
That's the only way to get there. Yeah. So we'll keep updating you guys on it. It's something that we're both looking forward to. I know spring break for a lot of people is next week. And then middle of April, we'll have a lot of things to talk about. But what you got?
Nothing. I got, I'm playing golf again this weekend, back-to-back weekends, which is dope. Playing a little scramble with some of the boys. Yeah, Tiger Woods is back. He played in like that golf league thing. So, expectations are obviously very low, but if my man plays in the Masters, that alone is fine.
That would be big.
I don't care if it's one tee shot, calls it a day, dude. As long as Tiger Woods plays in the Masters, that's fine.
Yeah.
So that's what I got.
My only thing is, because we talk about him all the time, I have to give a shout out to the boy Jeff at work.
Shout out.
Jeff. So last Thursday or Friday, Jeff was asking me about cars. That's our big topic we'll talk about. If it's not college football, we'll talk about cars. And Jeff was asking me about Hondas and Acuras. Your boy pulled up on Monday with a new Honda. Not going to say the make because I don't need you guys trying to find him. He was so excited for me to be in work on Monday that he was like, Christian, you got to get in the car. I don't just get in anybody's car to like try it out. But Jeff asked me. He wanted me to like make sure it was good and it had my seal of approval.
What,
he was like,
like,
what do you think?
What are you going to say? No? Like, bro, you got to take this shit back, dog. You got the car, close the door. Look, Jeff. I'm gonna lie to you. Like, this shit's trash. You gotta take this shit back right now.
Exactly.
Go get a refund.
So, but it was nice. It's a blue car, nice Honda. He has SUV Lexus. That's his family car. But now he's like, yeah, I got this Honda. He's like, this is my car. It's like sporty and sleek. So I was like, all right, Jeff. So he said, yeah, when it gets warmer, like I'm gonna have to take you out when we go to one of our happy hours and events. I'm like, I might still just drive my car. But hey, the fact that you had an interest in doing that.
Just make sure you have full tank gas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, because Tiana's not going to come get us.
Yeah. So, fucking shout out to Tiana, who drove by us not once but twice. Yo, that was a fucking day.
That's all we got for today. Until next time.
Peace.
We out.